Well, posts from this private Facebook page were leaked to the media. Many are too crude to show on TV. Now tonight, Border Patrol is doing damage control, saying that the comments do not represent the entire agency. But we spoke with a former senior agent who's telling a different story. She calls her 6 years with Border Patrol traumatizing. The comments and the images are disturbing. A private Facebook group for Border Patrol is exposing jokes about migrant deaths and sexist memes towards members of Congress. Former senior Border Patrol agent Jen Budd says she's not surprised.
It's exactly what I remember. It's exactly what I still hear from other agents.
The social media group is called I'm 1015, which is Border Patrol code for aliens in custody. The posts were leaked to media organization ProPublica. One includes this photo of a dead migrant and his young daughter, with a comment asking if it was fake because the bodies were so clean. In another post, members responded to a 16-year-old Guatemalan migrant who died in Border Patrol custody. One saying, if he dies, he dies.
It was not unusual to see violence against the migrants.
According to Budd, agents are forced to use racial slurs to describe migrants, and she says the bad behavior is even more prevalent internally. Female agents often sexually harassed. She recalls being sexually assaulted by another agent, but told not to report it.
Everybody knew about it the next day. I had a black eye and a bloody lip and some cracked ribs. And none of my instructors said anything. You just can't believe that the whole system is like this, the whole agency is like this. It just doesn't seem possible.
Today, President Trump defended the Border Patrol.
They're patriots, they're great people. They love our country. They know what's coming in.
In a statement, officials with CBP called the Facebook post disturbing and inappropriate, saying any employees found to have violated the standards of conduct will be held accountable.
If it wants to be treated like an actual federal law enforcement agency, then it should act like an actual federal law enforcement agency.
And there are 9,500 members of this private Facebook page. That's a little less than half of the entire Border Patrol force. CBP says it has launched an investigation into the matter.